44, Acts chapter 27, verse 44, it says, in the rest, watch this, some on board, Acts 27 and 44, it says, in the rest, some on board, here it is, and some on broken pieces of the ship. And it came to pass that they escaped all safe to land. Would you look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, your brokenness is a blessing? Because watch this, there are some pieces, and as long as you got a piece of something, you can still make it. Help me, God. You might have a piece of money, but guess what? You can make it with the piece of money that you got. You might have a piece of joy, but you can make it with the piece of joy you got. You got to understand, baby, that you got an anointing on your life that says you can make it with broken pieces. Show me a saint that's got some broken areas in your life, and I'll show you a saint that's sailing towards the finish line, because God says I'm moving and using every broken thing in your life to give you victory. Oh, Lord, have mercy. I don't know why, but I feel like preaching. That's a good place to give your neighbor a high five and say, neighbor, everything in my life that has been broken is going to bring me victory. Oh, Jesus, I feel that in my shundo. Every broken thing in my life is going to bring me victory. My brokenness is bringing me victory. Tell your neighbor, say, neighbor, don't be ashamed about your brokenness. Don't cry about your brokenness, because it is through your brokenness that you're going to gain victory. God says in order for you to survive, I had to break it up, because if the ship never broke, there would have never been anything for them to float on. So God says I had to break some stuff up to get you to the next chapter in your life. Can anybody give God praise for the stuff he's broken? Watch this. So here it is in chapter 27. The Apostle Paul, he survives the storm. Just tell your neighbor, he survived the storm. Come on, come on. In chapter 27, he survived the storm. But stay with me. In chapter 28, he's seized by a snake. Oh, Lord, you missed it. You missed it. You missed it. In 27, he survives the storm. They make it on broken pieces. But in chapter 28, we see the Apostle Paul seized by a snake. In other words, just tell your neighbor, he was bitten by a snake. Watch this. He was seized by this snake because this snake, watch this, according to verse number 3, it fastened on him. Y'all ain't hearing me. It fastened on him. It bit him and did not let him go. He was seized by a snake. Now, this I guess y'all are more spiritual than I am, because this bothered me in all types of ways. Because here it is, Lord, if you allow me, watch this, on the one hand, help me, God, to survive the sea and to survive the ship. How, God, can you allow me to be seized by a snake? Oh, Lord, did you hear what I just said? This bothers me, because watch this. On the one hand, he survives one thing, and you would think after coming out of one thing that there will be a ceasefire, that there will be a period of where there's no drama, no strama, and strama is stress and drama. There'll be no strama in my life. There'll be nothing going on in my life. I wouldn't have any problems in my life. But here it is, God, as soon as, watch this, I survive the storm, now you allow me to be seized by a snake. Now, he was bitten. Tell your neighbor he was bitten. I'm in verse 3. I'm in verse 3. He was bitten. But sir, as I looked at this text microscopically, I discovered that Paul, Cynthia, was the only one bitten. Okay. I'm doing the best I can. That Paul was the only one bitten. And so I want to know, why was Paul the only one bitten? Because surely he wasn't the only one present, but he was the only one bitten. So So then if you're not the only one present, but you're the only one bitten, it stands to reason why were you bitten in the first place. Elder, I'll tell you why he was bitten. He was bitten, he was bitten because he was busy. I know. He was busy. Watch this. Because he was busy. He wasn't just busy doing any kind of thing, but he was busy building. Y'all ain't talking to me. Watch this. It says he gathered a bundle, which means that he worked hard at gathering it. That he gathered a bundle of sticks to keep the fire going. So in other words, he's trying to keep the fire going. And as he's trying to keep the fire going, as he's busy building, he mess around and he gets bit. Help me, God. Can I give you a word? Watch this. Some people will never get bit because they're never busy. Help me, God. I've discovered that the devil ain't after lazy saints. He ain't after lazy people, but he are only after those that are a threat to his kingdom. He are only after those that are building something significant. For that's why your neighbor will never get bit. That's why your neighbor can always pass judgment on you. That's why your neighbor drank like a fish and smoked like a chimney, got 4 or 5 girlfriends, but guess what? Nothing ever happened to them. But anytime you do out of line, you would get a speeding ticket for going 5 miles over the limit. But guess what? That's because you're busy building. And can I give you a word? The devil ain't trying to get what he already got. If you are never bitten, if nothing ever happens in your life, you should wonder, why am I never bitten? Here it is. I'm worried about people that are never bitten. You don't ever go through? You don't ever have a bad day? I'm worried. I'm concerned about people that are never bitten. Because watch this. This text is tailored to teach us, brothers and sisters, that all believers will be bitten. Lord have mercy. Y'all ain't talking to me. Y'all ain't talking to me. That all believers will be bitten. Lord, one more time. Because this is going to free you right here. That all believers will be bitten. Look who was bit. We understand why he was bit, but look at this, who's being bit. This is, I'm trying, sir, this is the Apostle Paul. This is the gospel gold trotter. This is a person that had converts out of the wazoo. This is a person that wrote the better part of the New Testament, but he got bit. Come here, child of God. If Paul, who was caught up into the third heavens and received revelations, can be bit, that lets you know that you and I gonna be bit too. Oh God. And so somebody today, baby, you need to take the pressure off of yourself, because they think because you a preacher, you ain't never supposed to be bitten. They think because you a deacon, you ain't never supposed to be bitten. They think because you sing in the choir, you ain't never supposed to be bitten. But the devil is a liar. All those that desire to live a godly life through Christ Jesus shall suffer persecution. Every now and again, you will get bitten. Just tell your neighbor, say, neighbor, don't be ashamed of your bite. Oh God, the devil is a liar. You came in here with your jacket on, figuratively speaking, and you trying to cover up your bite marks. Oh, but baby, don't be ashamed of your bite marks. Help me, God. The bite is an indication that you are a believer. Lord have mercy. Did you hear what I just said? Baby, these are war wounds. Help me, God. That's an indication that I am a believer. The bites show that I am a believer. He was bitten. He was bitten. He was bitten. He was bitten. Just tell your neighbor, he was bitten. He was bitten. But as bad as the bite was, I want to say that the bite was a blessing. Come on. I'm trying to preach this thing. Just tell your neighbor the bite was a blessing. Yeah, I know it hurt really bad, but the bite was a blessing. And so I want to look at this text, my brothers and sisters, and I looked at this text, and I see that this, for the Apostle Paul, that this bite was a blessing. And I want to argue that the same way that the bite was a blessing for him shows and says that your bite is a blessing for you. One more time, just say, neighbor, my bite is a blessing. I ain't ashamed of my bite anymore. My bite is a blessing. Yes, I cry. Yes, I struggle. Yes, I go through. Yes, sometimes it's hard to make ends meet. Yes, sometimes your children act crazy. Yes, sometimes things, y'all ain't talking to me. Yes, sometimes things don't come together. Yes, sometimes you're sick in your body. But guess what? At the end of the day, your bite is a blessing. It's a blessing. It's a blessing. So for the balance of my time, I want to show you through Scripture how the bite was a blessing. Number one, Paul discovered, watch this, that the bite was a blessing because, watch this, it showed him that he could shake stuff off. Okay. I got the wrong house. I got the wrong house. I got the wrong house. Okay, all right. Watch this. Watch this. The supposition is that if he would have never been bitten, he would have never known that he had the power to shake stuff off. So then I'm maintaining that the bite was a blessing. So God says, I had to let some stuff bite you to show you that you can shake some stuff off. Okay. Watch this. Here it is. Verse 3, it says, when Paul had gathered a bundle of sticks and laid them on the fire, there came a viper out of the heat and fastened on his hand. But watch this. Verse number 5 says, watch this, and he shook it off. Oh, okay. I'm getting ready to go home, Miss Hillman. Verse 5 says he shook it. Let me do it again. Let me do it again. Verse 3, Reverend, watch what it says. It says, and when Paul gathered a bundle of sticks and laid them on the fire, there came a viper out of the heat, and it fastened on his hand. But verse number 5 says, and he shook off the beast and felt no harm. Okay. There came a viper, and it fastened on his hand, but verse 5 says he shook it off. Can I give it to you? God says you got the power to shake some stuff off. Lord have mercy. Oh God, you got some stuff, that power to shake some stuff off. Because watch this, every bite, help me God, should cripple you, Jesus. Every bite shouldn't debilitate you. Every bite shouldn't paralyze you. God says you got the power to shake some stuff off. And I don't know who I'm talking to today, but you came bound with some stuff. But if you got crazy faith, just go to shaking some stuff off. What are you doing? I'm shaking off everything that has tried to seize me. Y'all ain't doing it. I'm shaking off everything that has tried to hold me. You got the power to shake it off. Just tell your neighbor, say, neighbor, shake it off. Just shake it off. Come on, shake it off. And somebody today, watch this, you need to shake some haters off. Come on, you need to shake depression off. Come on, you need to shake sickness off. You need to shake it off. Watch this. He shakes it off. Just tell your neighbor, shake it off. Shake it off there. Because all believers get bit. You're going to get bitten. But guess what? You're going to shake it off. Oh, Lord have mercy. Somebody, watch this. You're going to go in your job tomorrow and the devil is going to try to bite you. But as soon as he open up his ugly mouth to try to bite you, you're going to shake it off. Help me, God. You're going to shake it off. You got power now to shake it off. Just tell your neighbor, say, shake it off. Shake it off. Watch this. Watch this. Here it is. This viper, I'm in verse 3. Can I take my time today? I'm in verse 3. Watch this. The viper, according to verse 3, it fastened on him. Deacon Buck, you'll like this because you're very smart. Vipers, watch this, they strike and they recoil. Come on, talk to me, church. It is out of the character of the viper to fasten on. Come on, where's my rattler? There's a rattler in the house. I see you, baby. Where is she? There she is, baby. I'm the rattler. Come on, just do it like that. Because vipers, they strike and they recoil. But watch this. This viper fastened on. This viper, it fastened on. This viper, it tells me two things about this viper. Number one, this viper was trying to debilitate Paul. And secondly, this viper was trying to destroy Paul. Help me, God. Watch this viper, it was trying to debilitate Paul. And then, Miss Lake, it was trying to destroy Paul because this viper fastened on. So watch this. Can I give it to you this way? It stung him, but then it stuck with him. And that's what the devil tries to do to somebody. He tries to sting you with stuff, but he'll try to allow the sting to stick with you. It's one thing to be stung, but it's another thing to be stung, and what was stung, it sticks with you. And somebody today, you've been stung years ago, and it has stuck with you for a lifetime. But the devil is a liar, because you get ready to shake off everything right now, because you got power to shake it off right now. In fact, here it is what the devil wants you to do. He wants you to carry that thing. He wants you to carry that sting from one season of life to another. He wants you to carry it from one relationship to another. He wants you to carry it from one church to another. He wants you to carry it from one job to another. But the devil is a liar. You should tell your neighbor, say, neighbor, I'm dropping all my baggage. Oh, Lord have mercy. Tell your neighbor, I ain't carrying no baggage. 2020 is a year that I drop all my baggage at the door. Come here, Erica Badu. She says, bag lady, you gonna hurt yourself carrying all them bags. Lord have mercy. Just tell your neighbor, I'm dropping every bag. I ain't carrying no baggage no more. My baggage is dropping. Tell your neighbor, I'm dropping my bag. Come on, just drop it. I'm dropping my bag. You lied on me, but I'm dropping it. You left me, but I'm dropping it. You cheated on me, but I'm dropping it. You stole from me, but I'm dropping it. You owe me money, but I'm dropping it. You don't like me, but I'm dropping it. I'm leaving the bag at the door. Okay. I really have to move on. I really got to move on, but y'all told me I can take my time, so I'm gonna take you at your word. I'm still on this point. Watch this. Now, watch this. It showed Paul. The bite was a blessing because it showed Paul that he could shake some stuff off. But watch this. According to verse 5, we see, watch this, the testimony of Paul. Paul, watch this. He was not harmed. Just tell your neighbor, he was not harmed. But I think, brothers and sisters, it's fair to call to the record the testimony of the viper. Preach, Pastor. Because we see what happened to Paul after he was bit by the viper. But we don't pay attention to what happened to the viper after it bit Paul. Woo! Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Watch this. Look at the viper after it bit Paul. Watch this. Here it is. The viper bites him, and the viper fastens on him. Tell your neighbor, it fastened on him. It fastened on him. But watch this. According to verse number 5, watch this. He shook off the beast into the where? Fire. Oh God. And he felt, okay, watch this. He felt no harm, but the beast that bit him, when he shook it off into the fire. Come here, let me talk to you. That's why people got to be careful when they put their mouth on you. Woo! Because they don't know what kind of shaking power that you have. Because you put your mouth on me, you might end up in the fire. Help me, God. The ditch that you dug for me is going to end up falling just for you. You got to be careful who you put your mouth on, because you don't know the shaking power that person has. That's why somebody's in the shape that you in now, because you've been walking around like a viper, putting your mouth on people, and you getting burned on every turn. So you better be careful who you put your mouth. In fact, just tell your neighbor, say, neighbor, don't put your mouth on me. Oh, that was the wrong neighbor. Oh, that was the wrong neighbor. That was the wrong neighbor. Says, neighbor, don't put your mouth on me. Don't put your mouth on me. Because if you put your mouth on me, you might cause destruction to yourself. Help me, God. If you put your mouth on me, because there's a promise over my life that no weapon that's formed against me is going to prosper. And every tongue that rises up against me in judgment, God is going to condemn. So if you put your mouth on me, you might fall under some condemnation, because God says, don't put your mouth on me. Tell your neighbor, say, neighbor, don't put your mouth on me. So watch this, the bite The bite was a blessing. It was a blessing. It was a blessing. It was a blessing. It was a blessing because it showed him, Kim, that he could shake off some stuff. I didn't know I could shake off some stuff, sir, until I was bit. But after I was bit, I learned that I had the power to shake some stuff off. So then the bite was a blessing. Just tell your neighbor, say, neighbor, the bite was a blessing. The bite was a blessing because I learned, watch this, that I had power to shake some stuff off. But also the bite was a blessing because, watch this, it showed me suspect saints. Oh, yeah, I know it's going to get tight right up in here. It's going to get tight right up. I'm in the Bible. The bite was a blessing because it showed me how to shake some stuff off. But it showed me, watch this, about myself. From the bite, I learned about myself. But not only did I learn about myself from the bite, I also learned about my surroundings. Because the bite, it showed me some suspect saints. Just look at your neighbor and say, are you suspect? Are you suspect? Why? I promise you I'm not making this up. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. Watch this. Verse 4. It's in verse 4. Verse 4 it's there. I promise. It says, when the barbarians saw the venomous beast hanging, they said, yes it does. They said to themselves, no doubt this man is a murderer. Although he has escaped the sea, he got caught up by the serpent. They called him, watch this, everything except a child of God. They said he was a murderer. This is problematic because, watch this, in this text, nobody offers aid. Nobody's offering a hand. Nobody is reaching out to help. Nobody is trying to check on Paul. They are standing around. I want to say it was three groups of people. I want to say it was three groups of people that were standing around watching him. Because watch this, according to verse number 6, they said they looked, and when he should have swollen or fallen down suddenly, they're looking, and they're waiting. They're waiting. I want to say it was three groups of people. There were people that were waiting for him to die. Then there were people who was wondering if he was going to die. And then there was another group that was wishing he would die. It's some suspect saints nobody is helping him. Nobody is coming to the rescue. Not even Luke, the physician who wrote Acts, is helping. Nobody's helping him. He's learned about his surroundings. I want to say, you find out who your real friends are when you're at the bottom. You find out who your real friends are when you don't have money in your pocket, when you don't have gas in your car, when you don't have food in your refrigerator, when you can't give anybody a handout. That's when you find out who your real friends are. That's when you find out who your real road dog is. That's when you find out who's down for like 4 flat tires for you. That's when you find out who you really got around you when you're suffering. The bite was a blessing because it allowed Paul to peep his surroundings. You will never know what's around you as long as you have mountaintop experiences all the time. You expose, watch this, the content of your crew when you have valley low experiences. Yeah, those people that you're there for, and when you need them, they can't ever answer your call. Oh, y'all ain't talking to me today. Them people that you're there for and that you offer advice for, but when it's your time to go through, then you sensitive. Y'all ain't talking to me. Then you need to take a chill pill. Then you extra. The devil is a liar. He was surrounded by some suspect saints. Nobody helped him. Be it far removed from me if I ever find myself in a situation and nobody's around to help me. They're just watching. The bite was a blessing. Because had he not been bitten, he wouldn't have known about the suspect saints. So I praise God now for the bite. And may I suggest, baby, your season of in-between blessings, God is just showing you your surroundings. Maybe you've been blind by the fact, baby, but maybe God is just showing you your surround. I know, baby, you like tall, dark, and handsome. But guess what? Tall, dark, and handsome may not be the Lord for you in this season. God may be calling you through short, round, and ball. Y'all ain't talking to me, baby. But here it is. God said, you got to check your surroundings. Let's tell your neighbor, check your surroundings. Check your surroundings. Check your surroundings. Check your surroundings. You can't build your house on that, baby. I know she's fine. I know she got it going on. But guess what? Can I give you a word that's going to change your life? Father Time will always catch Mother Nature. Woo! Help me, God. I seen, God, Lord, help me. I seen figure 8s turn into a figure O. Y'all ain't talking to me. Jesus. I've seen 6-packs turn into a keg. I'm talking about myself right now. But I'm getting this off. I'm shifting. The devil is a lie. I ain't going out like that. I ain't Willie Lump. I ain't going out like that. But watch this. Father Time will always catch Mother Nature. You got to check your surroundings. You got to check your surroundings. You got to check your surroundings. You got to check. Just look at your neighbor. Just look at him and just say, neighbor, are you suspect? Come on, just check it. Can I depend on you? Can I count on you? Watch this. Can I tell you my business and you not tell anybody? Suspect saints. I know I'm not talking about anybody in here. That's your cousin that I'm talking about. That's your cousin in them. I ain't talking about nobody in here, so don't leave mad and say he called me. No, I'm talking about your cousin on your daddy's side. That cousin, yeah. The one that you don't ever talk to, that cousin. That's what I'm talking about. It's a suspect saint. Just tell your neighbor your surroundings. Your surroundings. You got to check your surroundings. So watch this. Had I not been bitten, I wouldn't know who's real and who's fake. Had I not been bitten, I wouldn't know that God is all I had. Can I go further? And I wouldn't know, watch this, had I not been bitten, I would not know that God was all I had, but I would not know that God was all I needed. Oh God, I feel you right up in there. You say, watch this, I'm looking around and I ain't even got 2 people I can depend on, but baby, that's all right. I hear a word, lo, I'll be with you always, even until the end of the world. Baby, if you got Jesus, that's enough. The bite was a blessing. Tell your neighbor it was a blessing. It was a blessing. I'm almost done because it showed me I could shake off some stuff. It was a blessing, watch this, because it showed me suspect saints. But lastly, as I hasten to close, it was a blessing because, watch this, I discovered that I was sustained to serve. Oh, okay, watch this. I'm done. I'm out of here for real this time. Watch this. Just tell your neighbor, I've been sustained to serve. Paul, watch this. He was bit, but he was not hindered. Did you hear that? He was bit, but he was not hindered. So the question then is, why did the bite not hinder him? Because he was sustained. And he was sustained for what? To serve. Well, okay. I'm not making it up. Watch this. Here it is. Verse 7. It says, in the same quarters were possessions of the chief of the man of chief men of the island, whose name was Publius. Publius to receive them and was very courteous to them. But it came to pass in verse 8 sometime that the father of Publius got sick. And so watch this, here it is. Paul entered and prayed and laid hands on him. You missed it. You missed it. You missed it. Okay, I'm gonna do it again. Paul, who was bitten, the viper who had fastened to his hand, shook it off, had no effects, was sustained now goes and lays the bitten hand on somebody else and heals them with the same hand that was bitten. Oh, Jesus. That's what I want to tell you right there, that you have been sustained. That explains a lot then. That explains why the accident didn't kill you. That explains why you didn't go under. That explains why you're still standing, because God has kept you around here for a purpose. And if I'm talking to you, go ahead and help me close this message and slap five with your neighbor and say, neighbor, God has kept me around for a purpose. And so, neighbor, when you look at my life and you see me bitten, don't judge my bite, because my bite just might be for you. Don't judge me when I'm hurting. Don't judge me when I'm struggling. Don't judge me when I'm going through, because what I'm going through, the Lord may just be sustaining me to serve you. If I had never had a problem, I would not know that God could solve them. If I'd never been sick, I would not know that God is a healer. If I'd never been down to my last dime, I would not know that God can be a banker when you're broke. If I've never been hungry, I would not know that God can be a baker for you when you're hungry. Tell your neighbor, say, neighbor, you barely know scripture, but the one thing you know is that God will come through. How do you know that he will come through? You know that he'll come through because he has come through, and what he has done is an indication of what he's getting ready to do. And since he has blessed you in the past, you should get excited, because God is making a way for you right now. God is opening doors right now. God is putting people in place right now. Yes, you've been bitten. Yes, you've been hurt. Yes, you've been bruised. Yes, you've been embarrassed. I know it's difficult when people know your business, but God is telling me to tell you that your bite does not disqualify you. In fact, God is telling me to tell somebody, if you didn't get bit, you wouldn't be the praiser that you are today. If you didn't get bit, you wouldn't be the worshiper that you are today. If you didn't get bit, you wouldn't be the preacher that you are today. If you didn't get bit, you wouldn't be the pastor that you are today. So then, I'm going to give God praise for every bite in my life, because I have discovered that my setback is a setup for a comeback. Just lean over and tell your neighbor, say, neighbor, I'm coming back. I'm coming back. But when I come back, I'm coming back bigger. I'm coming back stronger. I'm coming back better than I was before. I'm coming back. And when I come back, things are going to be different. Say, yeah! 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 I'm finished. I'm finished. Hallelujah. It's 10 o'clock. Hallelujah. Listen, the bite was a blessing. It was a blessing. It was a blessing. If you had not been bit, you wouldn't know that you could shake stuff off. If you had not been bit, you wouldn't know about your surroundings. That there's a possibility of suspect saints around you.